Imagine waking up in a completely different house. Your family photos on the wall show you on vacations you've never taken. Your clothes are in the closets, but your driver's license lists an address you've never heard of. Your IDs have been changed, and your original home, it's as if it never existed. This isn't a movie plot. This is what the Collins family claims happened to them. For 12 years, the Collins family lived a perfectly normal life in their suburban home. Every night was the same routine. Dinner, TV, lock the doors, set the alarm. But one Tuesday morning, everything changed. At exactly 6:12 a.m., all 4 members of the family woke up at the same time. This alone was unusual, but it was nothing compared to what they saw when they opened their eyes. The wallpaper was different. The furniture wasn't theirs. They were in a completely unfamiliar house. Panic set in. Mr. and Mrs. Collins checked on their 2 children, who were sleeping in bedrooms they'd never seen before. It was a bizarre, waking nightmare. They thought it must be a prank, a very elaborate and cruel joke. But then, Mrs. Collins opened a closet. Inside were her clothes, neatly folded. Mr. Collins found his suits hanging perfectly. The kids found their favorite toys in their new rooms. It was all their stuff, but in a place they had never been. Then they saw the family photos hanging in the hallway. There they were, smiling at the Eiffel Tower, something they'd only ever dreamed of doing. Another photo showed them on a beach in Thailand, a trip they had certainly never taken. They looked at their wallets. Their driver's licenses and personal IDs had been updated with a new address, the address of this strange house. Their listed occupations were different too. Mr. Collins, a high school history teacher, was now listed as an architect. It was their life, but rewritten, a life they had no memory of living. The house clearly belonged to them, yet they were total strangers within its walls. Their first instinct was to get back to what was real, to what they knew. They grabbed their car keys, which were of course hanging by the new front door, and drove frantically back to their old neighborhood, back to their home of 12 years. But as they turned onto their street, their hearts sank. It wasn't there, not destroyed, not burned down, not even replaced by a new building. Their house was simply gone. An empty, overgrown lot stood where their home should have been. It was as if it had been plucked from the earth. In a state of disbelief, Mr. Collins pulled out his phone and opened Google Maps. He looked at the street view history. The images went back years, and in every single one, there was only that empty lot. According to digital history, their house had never existed at that address. They started knocking on their neighbors' doors, people they'd known for over a decade, people they'd had barbecues with. Blank stares, polite confusion. No one recognized them. The names Collins meant nothing to them. It was as if the family had been erased from their own history. Completely defeated, they returned to the new house, the only reality they seemed to have left. As her parents tried to make sense of the impossible, the Collins' teenage daughter, Emily, explored her new room. She felt under the bed a nervous habit from childhood, and her fingers brushed against something. She pulled out a small, leather-bound notebook. Her heart pounded as she opened it. The first few pages were filled with detailed, hand-drawn sketches. They were drawings of their original home, the one that supposedly never existed. She flipped through page after page of familiar hallways and rooms, each one a perfect memory. Then she reached the last page. Scrawled in a shaky, terrified handwriting was a single sentence. This time, stay inside. Stay inside. What did that mean? Who wrote this note? And what was so important about staying inside this time? The family was spiraling, caught in a mystery that defied all logic. They were terrified, isolated, and had no one to turn to. Who would believe them? They decided they had to call the police, even if it made them sound insane. But before I tell you what the police discovered in the attic of that house, you need to understand why the family was strictly forbidden from ever going up there. The real estate listing for the new house, which they found on the kitchen counter, had a strange addendum. It stated in bold letters that the attic was sealed for structural reasons and must not be entered under any circumstances. A warning so specific, it was almost a dare. When the police arrived, they were skeptical, to say the least. A family claiming to have teleported between houses? It sounded like a prank or a cry for help. But the sheer distress of the Collins family, combined with the bizarre evidence, the mismatched photos, the altered ideas, convinced them to do a thorough search of the premises. Against the rules of the house, the officers broke the seal on the attic door and went up. What they found inside turned this strange case into something far more sinister. The attic was dark and dusty. In the center of the floor, they found 4 simple mattresses laid out in a row. Next to each mattress was a half-empty bottle of water. And on one of the mattresses lay a journal, different from the one Emily had found. The handwriting inside was hurried, almost frantic. An officer began to read it aloud. The author of the journal claimed to be another version of Mr. Collins. He wrote that his family was trapped in a cycle. It's an inexplicable phenomenon where they would jump houses every time they fell asleep on certain seemingly random nights. The journal was a log of their jumps. It described waking up in different homes, in different cities, sometimes even in different countries. Each time their identities were slightly altered, their histories rewritten to fit the new location. The author wrote about the desperate attempts to break the cycle, to anchor themselves to one reality. He detailed how he started leaving clues for his next self, hoping to piece together the puzzle. The drawings Emily found were his. The warnings were his. The last entry in the journal sent a chill down everyone's spine. It read, "Don't look for the old house. Didn't come with us this time." The empty lot wasn't just a glitch. It was a sign that something was gone forever. The house they loved, their anchor, had been left behind in a previous reality. The police were baffled. Carbon monoxide poisoning was ruled out. There were no signs of any prank or foul play. The evidence in the attic seemed to corroborate the family's impossible story. For a week, the Collins family lived in that new house, under constant police surveillance, afraid to close their eyes. They tried to stay awake, terrified of what another night's sleep might bring. But exhaustion is inevitable. One by one, they eventually drifted off. And when they woke up, the house was gone.
Yes.
This time, they found themselves on mattresses in a sterile, empty room in a local motel, the one the police had booked for their own investigation team. There was no new house, no new life, just the clothes on their backs and the terrifying memories of what had happened. Now, the Collins family lives under police protection, moving from one secure location to another. They are afraid to sleep, afraid to dream, terrified that the next time they wake up, they won't just be in a different house, but in a different world altogether, with no way back. So what do you think is happening to the Collins family? Are they jumping between parallel universes? Is it a shared psychological phenomenon? Or is something else, something unimaginable at play? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to like and subscribe for more strange stories.